What's going down, T Subs and T Squad? Shout out to y'all. Good morning to you. Um, my internet is active fugazi, so if I freeze or if I stall a little bit, y'all will be alright, girl. Because it really won't much to this episode anyway. Married to Medicine, season 9, episode 9, the breaking point. I know a lot of y'all are gonna say this episode was real good and it was juicy and it was this and it was that, and for me, not so much. I mean, the episode was okay. It did give some things to talk about, but I mean, mm, yeah, the season thus far, while it's okay, y'all ain't fooling with it like that, and I could tell because the numbers don't lie. But I said I was gonna do it. A lot of y'all was begging me to put this on the repertoire, so that's the only reason why I'm sticking with it. But yeah. So Dr. Heavenly goes to see Dr. Daddy down to his second office or whatever the case may be. And she brings up what happened down to Simone and Cecil's dinner party and what happened between her and Dr. Contessa. And she apologizes to Dr. Daddy, for making him feel disrespected when he was telling her to just stop and leave it alone, shut up, quit talking, quit arguing down at these folk house. And she didn't listen. She did apologize. And she says that, Contessa don't know everything that she got going on with her and her mom. And, because we all know what's going on with Heavenly Mama. Her mom is just got moved to hospice and all the rest of that stuff. So Heavenly is dealing with a lot. And she was telling Dr. Daddy about how, even though her mom is passed or is dying, there's still no excuse for her horrible ass behavior. And listen, on one token, I get it because your parent is dying and you're watching them pass. You know what I'm saying? So I get the feelings and I get where Heavenly is coming from. So I ain't gonna give her too much, but I am gonna say this. Dr. Heavenly's attitude been tied, delayed through ghetto, fat, and projectic way before her mom went into hospice. But solely because her mama is in hospice, and y'all know how I feel about mamas right now. I'm just gonna let Dr. Heavenly have it. But Dr. Heavenly, don't blame that shit on your mama. All right, because you was this way before that happened. But I'm gonna let you have it. So Dr. Contessa talks to Dr. Scott about everything that's been going on between her and Dr. Heavenly and the arguing and the fighting and all the rest of this stuff. And she says that she gets it because she lost her mom too, so she understands where Heavenly's mindset is right now, and she's just deciding to pay it. All right, she say, "Listen, I'm gonna let her live. She's going through a lot. I can get over it. We can worry about this another time. This ain't important right now." Personally, I respect Dr. Contessa for that, and I know a lot of people really aren't seeing it for Contessa because I see it in my comments, which is fine. I don't feel no way about none of these hoes, all right? Because I don't even watch them like that. I told y'all, I have not seen no other season of Married to Medicine other than season 1. And I hardly watched that because I couldn't even remember who Carrie was. And everybody was telling me that Carrie was on season 1. Didn't know. So, I get it, Contessa. I feel as though you're doing the right thing. Let her have it for right now. You could cuss her out later. So Dr. Martin planning their damn wedding, and they're over budget unintentionally. I think the ending balance or final balance, or at least for where they was at that day, was like 40K. Listen, I get it. $40,000 is a lot to me. Bitch, quiet as kept. $400 is a lot to me. So I can only imagine 40K and how much of a heart attack, and I'm gonna have to grab my chest when that day comes and I got to pay some shit like that. I get it. I'm to be real, I kind of like Audra. I do. I kind of like Audra. I kind of feel like we could get rid of Anila because she ain't doing shit. So we really can get rid of Anila. We can make Dr. Karen a friend of like of Dr. Scott or Curtis or one of them, and we could just bring on in Audra and her dentist husband, Dr. Martin, because I actually like them. I do. I like them. Speaking of Anila and her mammy hanging out, and she been there for a week now, and she already turning their household upside down. But Anila, that's your fault. If you was being a mama to your children, you wouldn't have to go through all of that. And she's now starting a raw Indian hair shop, I believe it's called. And she's starting this because she said when she had her first two children, she was experiencing hair loss. And she was putting in raw Indian extensions, I believe she called them. And she said that they did wonders for her and her hair, and it made her feel confident and more confident in the skin that she's in and stuff like that. And that's what prompted her to do this. Now, if Anila was doing this from the very beginning, I would understand her needing a nanny. But we didn't get this from Anila. We're just now seeing this. Well, I'm just now seeing this from Anila. Because all this other time, it was always just blogging. And I said, bitch, me and you do the same thing. And our work is very flexible. So it's like, cut that out. But with this raw Indian hair shop, now this is the reason why I feel as though it is a good thing that she has some extra help there with her children, I guess. Moving on, because I still don't see it for Anita like that. So Dr. Jackie sees two lesbians who ain't been to the OBGYN in over Lord knows how long. I think one of the ladies says she ain't been since 2014. Ain't no telling how long it's been since the other one went. And I'm like, look, I don't give a shit that y'all carpet munchers. Y'all still need to go out and put y'all legs up in them stirrups and get y'all that good pap smear like everybody is supposed to do. I didn't know lesbians felt like because they're not sexually active with men that they somehow feel like they don't need to go to the gynecologist. Bitch, I know you fucking lying. Anyway, we're going to move on. Because that was some nasty ass shit. Girl, I know y'all lying. Anyway. Whatever. So Dr. Karen invites all of the men out to do some men pampering and stuff like that. I was here for it. Majority of the time, I love to see the men hang out and chill out or whatever, because it's never what it is when the women hang out. See, the men can go out, have fun, have drinks, you know what I'm saying, talk shit to each other, burp in front of each other, fight in front of each other, and it ain't no big deal, because they men. You get what I'm saying? I thought it was a cute idea that Dr. Karen had, so I was for it. I liked it. I ain't found nothing wrong with it. And in the middle of all of that, Dr. Eugene's still talking about how he's not happy working in emergency medicine. As a nurse, I get it, especially dealing with the pandemic, and you're seeing more death than probably what a doctor has seen in his career. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand Dr. Eugene, like, bro, is this really what I want to do? I mean, because before the pandemic, it is what it is. But then when you're dealing with a pandemic and hundreds upon thousands of people are dying, including some doctors and nurses and so on and so forth, I mean, yeah, it can take a toll on a person's psyche. So I understand where Dr. Eugene is coming from, and I hope he's able to find some peace and some balance or whatever it is that he wants to do. Moving on. So Toya goes to see Lady C, who's a spiritual advisor for her, and she's been seeing her for, I think she said 6 months, I think. And she was talking about Dr. Eugene not being there emotionally for her since the pandemic and things of that nature. Again, I still feel the same way that I felt before. Toya is tired of being married to the fat bastard, and I honestly feel like Dr. Eugene is started. While yeah, his job is a huge problem, I still feel like Toya is another problem of his. He's just not willing to say that. I'm gonna be honest, because the conversations were two completely different. I thought Dr. Eugene was going to talk to, and I'm skipping, but I was under the impression that Dr. Eugene went to Dr. Daddy to complain about Toya. But that wasn't the case. He went down there, and his biggest issue is the job, while Toya is basically trying to make him out to be her damn issue. I don't care what Toya says. When I look at Toya and Dr. Eugene, I'm still trying to figure out, well, from Toya's perspective, I know what it was, but whatever. And then they segued into Dr. Eugene going down to Dr. Daddy and getting some advice. I appreciate the advice that Dr. Daddy gave him because Dr. Daddy was once an emergency ER physician too. So he totally understands where Dr. Eugene and his feelings are coming from now. So again, whenever the men are around each other, I thoroughly enjoy it. You know what I mean? So I was down for that. And it's good that he has somebody that he could go to talk about stuff like that. So Anila at home, this is the last part. I told you it won't much. Anila at home, getting ready to do a shoot down to her house or whatever. And she comes downstairs and she sees that her mama ain't cleaned the kitchen since breakfast that morning, but she was up in there cooking lunch. That is so nasty and disgusting. That's some nasty ass shit. But it is what it is. I'm going to tell you something though. As much as I gave Anila's mama in the last episode, I appreciate her this episode for simply saying, you, nor Dr. Karen, nor that nanny of yours didn't teach your kids a damn thing. I was on her mama's side when she was like, why aren't your kids trained enough now at this age to when they're done eating, they bring all of their dirty plates and utensils and cups and stuff in the damn sink? Like, that's how the hell we was raised. We was raised even 5, 6, or 7. My mama ain't pick a damn thing up. I had to go and carry my plate, my cup and dishes and stuff to the sink. I thought everybody got taught that, but apparently not. I won't mad. I won't mad at Mama La Cucaracha for saying what she said to her trifling ass daughter. I won't. I would say it for it because she right. It's no reason. It's no reason. And Anila, you tried to talk to your mama, but at the end of the day, that's still your mama. And you was raised in a totally different culture than I am, so I don't really know what to say to you. But you wanted your mama there, so this is what you got. All right? You wanted her there to raise your children while you do this all day. And then you got some head business that you're doing. So deal with it. Deal with it. You already knew what your mama was giving even before you invited her, even gave her an invite. So it is what it is, Anila. It is what it is. Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all I got. I ain't got no more of you. I was looking for some more. I'm sorry. Go elsewhere because I can only give you what they gave me. And this episode was not much at all. All right. So y'all drop down in the comments. Tell me what y'all thought about Sunday night's episode. Hopefully it'll get better. We only in episode 9. Hopefully it'll get better and pick up more, in my opinion, because it's just not giving me what I was expecting it to give me when I decided to review this show. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's all I got. I ain't got no more. Drop down in the comments, get the discussion popping. Let me know how y'all feel. And until tonight, for the Whether You Like It or Not panel, that's going to be held on Scotty by Nature TV at 9:15. I'll see y'all then. Bye.